Good evening, everybody. So today I've got the dirty towel out, which means I've got a gun for you. This is your standard P226 from Sig Sauer. Plastic grips, standard trigger, aluminum frame, stainless steel slide, carbon steel, carbon steel barrel. Regular standard 3-dot day-night sights from Sig. It is a classic hammer-fired pistol, still making waves in a striker-fired world. Excuse me. Here recently, some of your specialty units, spec ops, are transitioning to the Glock 19, but then again, they can pretty much choose whatever weapon that they want as long as it's in the inventory. So, is this weapon very good? Yes. Is this weapon more accurate than I'll ever be? Most certainly. If you are at least a competent shooter, you should have no trouble with this weapon. It does have an extremely heavy first pull. And it's been so long since I've fired a single action, double action pistol, it took a little bit of getting used to. If I decide to carry this, which I don't know yet if I'm going to, but if I did decide to, it would be hammer cocked. I'd rather go up to that wall and know it's going to fire very similar to a striker fired. I don't want to have that double action first round. So that's just me. You guys can do whatever you want. Weapon is clear. Probably not the smartest thing in the world you could do because you could score the barrel, but not likely that happened. It's unlikely this is going to be harder than that barrel. So, one thing I like about this, it does have the decock. It has larger, get my fingers out here, it does have much larger controls. I really like that. I was on the fence about buying this or buying the Legion in this series to get the better trigger. I can get an SRT trigger anytime I want from Sig. And there's really nothing wrong with this trigger. It's just having a shorter reset trigger. I'd like that a little bit better. The controls on this are much easier to deal with than on the Legion, so I'm kind of glad that I made this purchase. One thing I did not know, and you can see here, this has a rounded Picatinny rail. I was not aware of that. The Mark 25 is squared. So the Mark 25 is the one that has been adopted by the special operations units. So I took this out today for the first time, and I put 150 rounds through it because I was going to put 200 rounds through it, and then when I got out to distance, I was noticing that I was a little bit more sporadic. I was still keeping it in the 6-inch plate, but I was a little bit more sporadic. 6-inch circle, not plate. It was a circle that's my target had 5 6-inch circles. I was shooting also the SIG Scorpion. It's a P226 Scorpion. I do like the sights on it better than I like the sights on this one. I probably will upgrade the sights on this. And then just because I decided to break out my everyday carry, which is the Glock 19X, and it's just me at distance, which in this particular case was 25 yards. I wasn't as accurate as I wanted to be, as quickly as I wanted to be. But then again, when you don't shoot for a year and a half, you're going to lose a little bit of it. That and 3 different triggers, they're all going to take a little bit more getting used to. So, is it the weapon's fault? Absolutely not. It is definitely the shooter's fault. But at the end of the day, I'm happy with where I was. So, if you can keep it in 6-inch target, 6-inch circle distance fairly quickly, I'll take that all day long. One drill that I was doing today was because you can't draw from your holster at this particular range, or any of the ranges that I go to, except for the Shoot 270 at the Glock store, which I've not been there yet. Present. So you go from a low ready, out, fire, back. Low ready, out, fire, back. This weapon lined up very well. I was quite happy with that. Same way with the Glock. Same way with the Scorpion. So this weapon you take this weapon down. Boy, I just can't talk today. Same way as you take down any of the other SIGs I've dealt with. You do not have to fire it like you do with a Glock. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. Pull that out, release the slide, and it goes flying across. And you just pop out your recoil spring and your guide rod. This does have a plastic guide rod. The Mark 25 has a metal guide rod. You can upgrade that. And of course, we all know how the barrel comes out. One thing I do like about this, see if I can get the light on it, get it to focus. I like the slide rails coming all the way up. I really, really like that. I also like how the slide rails are made here, all the way across. So, putting them back together with the P320, you must have it lined up properly. If you take this recoil spring off, make sure you're painted in just towards the end of the barrel. You'll see this is 3 twists, so it's 3 separate pieces of metal. I like that. That's very similar to what you have with your trigger on your AK-47. Bringing it up, lock it back. When you put the slide on, release the lever, drop the slide, drop the hammer. Your first shot, like I said, is, well, we're in a safe direction. Hammer back, hammer back, hammer back, hit a wall, back, and let's loose. Here, you see how much further back it is. So let's, a little creep, a little mush, and that is mushy. And that'll be taken care of with the SRT trigger. Bam. So the single action trigger is much, much better. Single action, you can put your finger on and hit that wall, and you are there. Present. I can get just the tip of my finger on, which is what I like. Ka-chow. Not too bad. I want to say that I don't have a gauge for it to tell you, but I want to say it was like a 4-pound trigger. Now, some of the things that I have when I was researching this before I purchased it, some of the things I found out is that it does not like all lights. So, does it work with this TLR1, which the batteries are going bad in? Let's see here. Yes, it does. I do prefer this particular type of light. It's cheaper. It's very well made than the Surefire. Is there anything wrong with Surefire? Absolutely not. I just like this one better. What about your Enforce? I am not a fan of this Enforce. But I will say that it most certainly does fit on this light. Now, the reason I'm not a fan of the Enforce lights are every one that I've bought, if you leave a battery in it, for some reason it draws that battery down even with it off. So, having said that, it does work with the Enforce light if you're a fan of those. It does work with the Streamlight TLR1 if you're a fan of those, so you will not have to worry about that. Holsters are easy to find for this because it's been around for about 1,000 years. I currently have a leather holster and a Black Hawk holster that I've purchased for it. I'm not a big fan of the leather holster as of yet. I may get accustomed to it as it wears in, but that's just going to take time. It also has a retention, which that type of retention I've just never really cared for. It's got the hook over. I've never really cared for it. As time has gone on, I have preferred the Kydex holsters, so I probably will be going to call my buddies up at Black Rhino Concealment and order another one. Unfortunately, Black Rhino Concealment is way behind with orders, and mine that I ordered almost 7 weeks ago just shipped. But it is worth the wait because they are just such a quality holster. I really love my Black Rhino Concealments. I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not affiliated with anybody. But if I was going to be affiliated with a company, I would most certainly love them. I'd love to be affiliated with them. One thing you see here is it does not have the higher undercut that you'll get on your Legion or your Scorpion series. It also does not have the checkering here that you'll find on your Legion. And you have different checkering here and different checkering here. So, having said that, one thing I keep forgetting to say, I want to thank everybody. I'm over 200 subscriptions. I never thought in my life that I would get to 200 subscriptions. I cannot remember the person's name that brought me over 200, hit me to the 201 mark. Something Mama, Prepper Mama, or something like that. I just can't remember their name. They put a message in one of my videos the other day, and they're the ones that actually put me over the 200 mark. I was very, very happy when I saw that. So I want to thank you guys for subscribing and watching my videos. I do believe that when I hit the 1,000 mark, whenever that may be, whenever I hit the 1,000 subscriber mark, I'm going to do a little giveaway. I'm not sure exactly what it would be. I know that there's been other channels that I've tried to do giveaways with, and just for one reason or another, things have happened and we have not been able to get together at the same time. Or actually, the one channel I've been trying to do it with is they've been injured and they've moved, and they've just not been able to do live streams. So if we can do a giveaway, though, I would like to thank all of my subscribers. You guys make it happen. You're the reason I'm doing this. I'm glad that you're enjoying my videos, and I hope you keep on watching them. Share them, give them likes if you don't mind. I appreciate that. The more you share, the more likes I get. That means it's going to be more likely that when somebody looks something up, it's going to be recommended for them, or just recommended in their regular feed. So anyways, if you have any questions, you can always email me, cooperx@protonmail.com. Feel free to leave comments, ask any questions you would like, and I will get back with you as quick as I can. But most importantly, there are a few problems in life that cannot be solved with a battleship broadside. You guys have a great rest of your night.